Hello and welcome to the Season 1 Week 10 BOP tier list video. This week's data was captured Thursday afternoon CST using the iRacing Reports Discord. A link is below. Alright, starting off with the Touring Car Challenge. This week it goes to the Sebring International Raceway. This is also an IMSA Michelin Pilot Challenge week, as well for the TCRs and the GT4s. But for the Fixed Series, the Elantra continues at the top, but the Veloster is close by as the Elantra goes at A+, and the Veloster A. Next up, I got the Civic in C and the RS3 back in D. So here's your Touring Car Challenge Fixed tier list for this week at Sebring. And for the Open Series, the Elantra jumps back to the S+ tier, leaving all others in the dust over a second faster when comparing the median results. Thus I have the Veloster and Civic in C, with the RS3 still in a D. So here's your Touring Car Challenge Open tier list for this week at Sebring. Alright, and moving on to the GT4 series, which of course is also at Sebring this week. And for the Fixed series, BOPs continue to be pretty good this week with the fixed setups, as the Mercedes goes A+, the BMW A, the Aston and McLaren A-. The only car a bit off base this week is the Porsche going C. And so here's your GT4 Challenge Fixed setup for this week at Sebring. Alright, and for the Open Series, the Mercedes takes a commanding step up to that S+ tier, while the rest of the field falls behind outside the 1 second window. The McLaren, compared to the remaining cars, goes B, with the Aston Martin and BMW B-. The Porsche catches up a little bit, but still is behind, going a C+. So here's your GT4 Challenge Open tier list for this week at Sebring. Okay, next up is the GT3 Challenge Fixed, which goes to Sonoma Raceway, which we don't see too often in this series, in my experience. And low participation for the Ford and McLaren this week are putting both of them inconclusive. And from there, we got some interesting results near the top, is I have the Audi in an A+ and the BMW A. Even though the BMW's median just is ahead by a dog's hair of the Audi's box plot of that 75 to 25 percentile overall seems to be a little touch ahead. Then I have the Lamborghini in B and the Porsche in a B-. That leaves the Ferrari and Mercedes together in C. So here's your GT3 Challenge Fixed tier list for this week at Sonoma. And just a quick note, if you're enjoying this BOP video, drop the hammer on that like and sub button if you haven't already. And if you would like to show a little bit more support for the work I put into these types of videos, there's also the super thanks and join buttons below. Okay, now let's see how the BOPs pan out in the GT3s in the 40-minute open setup VRS Sprint race. Again, the Ford and McLaren are both going to go inconclusive. And with the open setup adjustments, the Lamborghini moves forward to the top, going A+, followed closely behind by the Audi in A. The next closest car that's still inside the 1 second window is the BMW, going B-. And just outside is the Porsche, and it's going to get a C+, with the Mercedes and Ferrari still in the back, going D. So here's your VRS GT3 Sprint tier list for this week at Sonoma. Alright, the multi-class open setup IMSA Hagerty series goes to the ever popular Road America. Overall, for open setups, we have a very good BOP across the board, as all median values are within a second of the fastest car, which this week is the BMW going A+, followed by the Porsche in A and the Audi in an A-. And a bit towards the back half of the window, I got the Ferrari in a B, and the Mercedes and Lamborghini going B-. So here's your IMSA Hagerty series GT3 tier list for this week at Road America. Alright, last but not least, I'll quickly hit the European Sprint Series, which goes to Watkins Glen this week. Again, pretty low participation, but a bit better than prior weeks. However, the Ford will go inconclusive with only 10 data points. From there, I have the RSR in S, the Corvette in A, with a Ferrari and BMW in a B-. And so here's your European Sprint GTE tier list for this week at Watkins Glen. But before we go, I got a special treat for those of you that have stuck around at this point in the video, as I have last week's 12 hours of Bathurst BOP results. And even with iRacing special BOP adjustments, the McLaren was still the fastest car on the track by over a second in average lap time median pace, and it's going to go S+. But on the positive side, the rest of the field was all within a second of each other. As you can see, I put the 1 second window on those cars just to show that. Thus, led by the Mercedes, with the Ferrari and BMW very close behind, I'm going to put all of them in an A. Then the next fastest was the Ford and Porsche in a B, followed by the Audi and Lamborghini in the rear in a C. Thus, here's our Bathurst 12-hour 2023 tier list. So there you have it, folks. Please go check out one of my other most recent videos up in the right hand corner. And when I do stream, I do some of my longer official races in league racing over here on this channel, and also other various games outside of racing over on my other YouTube channel. So links below for that, as well as my other socials. And until next time, safe driving.